Hey everybody, it's Erin Reed from Erin Weeks, and let's take a look at all these amazing cards. This is my card swap for 2019. This is the first batch of cards from the card swap from all these amazing designers. Leave them some love, leave them some comments to show how wonderful their cards are and how much they have inspired you to make Christmas cards to send off to everybody. If you are interested in joining my card swap, a link is down below for my Facebook group where you guys can get inspiration, where I post these videos of all the different card swaps, and where you can join the swaps. This Christmas card swap for this year is closed, but there is going to be new ones for the new year, so make sure you stay tuned. We're going to go through each one of these cards in detail, and again, look how amazing they are. And without further ado, let's jump into the first one. So here's our first card from Lori Burchell. Super cute. I just love the sloth. The sloth is so cute. All right, these are paper pieced cards. They are so adorable. They open up vertically this way. On the inside, she's done a stamp. Hang in there, it's almost Christmas. I'm not sure if that's a stamp or if that's a printout. It very well could be a printout. So this could be a printout that she printed it and then just glued it inside of the black paper, which is so cute. And then what this is these are all cut files. So using a Cricut, a Silhouette, I'm not sure which program. This cute sloth, layered. So this has got like actually a few different layers. So she's got a layer of the brown paper, and then I think there's another layer in there of green. Not 100% sure, but I think so. Then you've got the top layer. So it's multiple layers of lots of different colors. So it's been cut out multiple times. Some of them have a foil inside of there. So you can just see that beautiful foil in there. But they are absolutely gorgeous. I love these, Lori. Another amazing pair from Lori. Again, it's the paper piecing. Open up sideways this time, blank on the inside, a little stamp on the back side for her. And again, it's that paper piecing. So we have a white cardstock, but then she's added the blue as her background, which is just another sheet of layer paper. And then all the beautiful die cut pieces. So for instance, this nose is actually a layer of darker orange and then a lighter orange underneath to give you those two tones. And the black cardstock right here is actually shiny. And all of the silver, all these swirls, the snowflakes to mimic the snow, these are done in like a glitter cardstock, and they're absolutely gorgeous. You can just see that glitteriness, so pretty. And I think, yeah, even the nose and the mouth is all done. And then these ones, the paper for this part and for the hat and also for the mitts has got a little bit of a texture on it, which I think is absolutely gorgeous. All right, next one from Lori. She made 10 of every one of these cards. They're pretty awesome. So this is one that's actually like a interactive piece. So the card itself has got this kind of interactive, she's like nested it side of, it's cool. I don't know how she did this. I gotta learn and figure out how to do this. My guess is it's die or it's a die cut system, that the way she did it, and then she's placed it all together. I mean, look at this. It's got this really cool, so you can pull it out and then kind of rest it so it sits. So it's got kind of this, my guess is it kind of sits on your desk like that, so you can really see, and then you can see all the dimensions as it pulls away. So it looks like it's a city that you're looking up into this magnificent tree with all the tree lines. And all this, like this has been embossed, but then all of the paper piecing. And she made 10 of these. I mean, these are like some pretty intricate cards. They also have some like foiling in the background. She added some dimensionals here. So these are all like Nuvo drops or stickles or some sort of dimensional little dots that had to be dried. And the tree has got like 3 layers within itself too. It's so cool. So it's got lots of layers here. You can see part of the layers right here. You can see part of how it's been cut. And then it's been like woven into itself. And then to hold it all together so it doesn't fall apart, these 2 pieces have been glue dotted on, because I can see the glue dots just kind of hiding back there. And then even for this holly, there's a red layer, there's a green layer, another green layer, the background to the deck the halls, and then the deck the halls on top. Nope, that's one piece right there. So that's still 4 layers just for this holly piece that she did for every single one. This one happens to say 12 days of Christmas, but it's just amazing. I love these. This is about the coolest card ever because this is so simple for people to reproduce, and it is beautiful. So this is the last set from Lori, and I absolutely love it. So what this is this is a printout. I think she printed out, it's got the lines here. You could also do it by hand and do a stamp of Merry Christmas. And then behind each of these, she's got a little foil paper. So this is actually 2 layers. So you've got the red card that opens up, and then she's put the foil down behind each of the stars, or she's kind of glued it behind and then put the white on top of that. And it just looks so cool. And each one of her stars, she like, so here's the silver, but then here's the silver. Here's the gold, here's the gold. So she's kind of played around with what colors go where. But the main order of all of these is the same. So my guess this was a printout that she did, and it's just so cute. It's just a smart idea. I love that for like a mass production card that has a kind of a big wow with the foil. That's awesome. All right, this next pair is from Paula Di Giovanni, and they're so cute. In the meadow, we can build a snowman. Love it with Elsa and Anna coming up, the Frozen 2. Love it. All right, so here we have a blue cardstock base. She's got her little thing at the bottom here, her name. I love it. And then on the front, she's got a really pretty pattern paper that has all this gorgeous foiling that looks like snow. I mean, you just can't get over the fact that it looks like snow. And then she's got her cutie little snowman. Not sure if it's die cut or cut with a cutting machine or something like that. 2 sheets of white cardstock where she's just kind of gone whoop, whoop, and then layered one on top of the other to make it look like snowbanks. And to make them kind of pop out from each other, she's added just a fine line of, like, it looks like a little, like light blue, kind of like a frosty pen. It's not even, it's like a gray pen, which is so smart because it really defines the lines between the two. But it's not white, it's like a grayish or a really, really light blue, but it goes really well with that. A tiny little neckerchief here that's got a little bit of embossing. So maybe this was a die set because it's got the embossing in there. 2 tags that are exactly the same. She's offset them. The one behind is the glitter, the one in front. And I think because the writing is so perfect, so either she printed out and then die cut it and then just put the die right on there perfectly, or it's a stamp. Not quite sure. Offset them. They are etched or like embossed on the outside that have like a stitching edge, so those are definitely dies. And then she's got the, or it could be a die cut, hard to say. And then she's got the ribbon. Now here's the part I think is just the best ever. So if obviously you notice, you've got a full-size card right here where it goes all the way to the edge, and it definitely has like a full match. Just went down by 1/4 of an inch either side. But this card is awesome too because I can't quite decide which one I like better. You see a little bit more of the blue, and it's an amazing way where like you're cutting all your papers, you're like, oh, this is amazing paper. I want to get a couple more cards, but it doesn't quite fit the entire length because maybe you started with a full 12 by 12. So you just have a little sliver. Well, why not make the card a little narrower and just show off more of the background paper or add another mat of another card? But considering this is blue already, it really does work. But if you started with a white cardstock base, you could totally have added some of the blue cardstock to give it that double layer. So it's a really smart way of getting one more card. You already have the design, just make it a banner versus the full size. Super smart. All right, another pair from Paula, and these are so simple yet so elegant. I love the cards that I look at them, I'm like, wow, that's really cool, and oh man, that was actually kind of easy to do. Best cards ever. We have a craft cardstock base. Oh, and she's added a little something on the inside. That is so cool. So in the corner here, so it's a craft or kind of like a tan or a mule color, she's added a white cardstock, and then in the corner here, she's done a generation stamp. So she's stamped, and I can't tell, I think she's done it, so what she's, at some point, she must have done a stamp somewhere off to the side, done the stamp, re-inked, and then stamped on top. So she must have had all of these laid out, or done an extra stamp on another sheet of paper, because the second generation stamp is underneath, and the full stamp is on top. Unless they were 2 different colors of ink, but it looks to me like it's a second generation, and it's of a pine cone. And it's just in a very pretty brown that really does go well with this. I love that. So it looks like it's 2 layers of colors. On the front, she's got a stamp Christmas wishes, excuse me, in the same color. And then she's got a stamp here where she's got a brown. So she must have inked the stem with the brown of the stem, but like the twiggy part of the pine needles, the woody part with brown. And then the rest of it she did with green. Waited it for it to dry. And then she came back and then just did little lines of that glitter, just to make it glisten like it's got a little bit of snow. So let me see if I can catch that on camera. There you go. You can just see sort of that kind of glistening right there. You can just see it right there. So cool. Love it. All right, another couple of cards from Paula, and these are great cards to use up those pattern papers. Oh my gosh, it's so smart. So we have a mule colored, I love that color right there, her name on the back. And then we've got a pattern paper with the snowflakes, a pattern that goes across with the horizontal lines. It's got a little bit of some texture to it. It's got some glitteriness to it. And then to offset it, so it doesn't look like it's all these patterns, a nice white relief. And on there, she has heat embossed some snowflakes in gold. And I think that's so smart because it really does kind of set off from the white, a stamp of believe. And this circle does have a stitching edge. I love those stitching circles. It just looks so pretty. And then we've got 3 die cut, and she's put them kind of in different places. She made 10 of these, and they're all just a tiny bit different. Sometimes the snowflakes are in different parts. It really just kind of is all, you know, depending on how she did it. But the 3 trees could also be in different places too, and these are all been die cut out of pattern paper. So this is a great use for some of those pattern papers. You're like, I have all this Christmas paper, what do I do with it? turn them into little ornaments like this, like little trees. Ornaments, all kinds of fun stuff. I mean, that's super, super smart. I love those ideas. All right, another couple cards from Paula. She just made some amazing cards. I love these. So here we have a white cardstock base, opens up vertically. Here we go. And then she's got a little stamp on the back. She did that for all of them. It's actually a little sticker. It's awesome. So there she's taken, again, gone with all of the pattern papers. Now, I don't know if these all came from the same kit, but she found an amazing pattern or like a sketch or a design for her card. And then she's just layered patterns. Now I'm a layer girl. I love layers. I think it just adds a lot to a card. So we've got this big chunk of houndstooth. And on top of that, we have this red with the pluses that she's layered. And they're a little bit less than the white. So there's a lot of white negative space happening because there's so many patterns here. Then we have a green. Then we have a scallop circle in the stripes. Then we have a gold, which is, again, it's kind of a neutral, but it's not because it's definitely shimmery. It's really pretty. Gold. This time we have that plain tree, same tree that she had before, but this time it's in plain, just green because there's so much going on. But she made sure she put the gold so it really did pop. A gold star that's been popped up, and then on top of that we have that little scalloped kind of emblem here, and it says sending a little Christmas magic your way that's been stamped on top. And that's a great way to use up some of those. I mean, this is not traditional. None of these except for this one in the background because it has a tree that's been stitched. All of those could be from something completely different. They don't necessarily have to be from Christmas paper, but she used them for Christmas, and that is, I love it. All right, last set of cards that come from Paula, and I'm a sucker for blue and white and silver. Those are probably my favorite color combinations of all time. And so here we have a white cardstock, and they're a little bit popped up. It's got some dimension, a little bit of thickness to it. I just think those are awesome. We have a navy blue background, which is the one you see right here. On top of that, we've got a white cardstock that she has embossed with a whole bunch of circles to make it look like snow is falling. I seriously need to pull out my embossing folders more often because it has such a cool effect. Before she embossed it though, she did stamp the Peace on Earth because it's not been, when she stamps it, there's parts that kind of go over the bumps and it works with the bumps. They're not fighting against it and making the stamp look uneven. In the center of that, she put a tiny little jewel, little silver jewel. She die cut out a circle, and then around that circle she has another one that's a scallop that's a perfect fit. So my guess it was a nesting system, so she could put one inside the other, so she has that perfect matching circle. Inside of that, of which this entire white piece has been popped up with foam dots to allow you to put this scene right here, which has also been popped up. So she's got two different layers of pop dots. This white one is much higher than this one. So we have a higher and a lower level, which looks like it's a little house with a Christmas scene. And it's just this kind of white, kind of, looks like it's been covered in snow. So you're just kind of glimpsing through it from like a vantage point. And then one single silver snowflake falling down that matches the same paper. Actually, you know what? They're two different. This is a glitter cardstock here, but this is like a holographic paper. And she's added that same little gem, similar type of gem right there, or that maybe that's a sticker. That very well could have been a sticker that she added on top of there, but it really is very, very pretty. All right, this next batch is from Don Miller. They are so cute. It's a melted snowman. That is so stinking smart. Okay, so here we have a white cardstock base opened up. Then we have a kind of like just a blue, for lack of a better term. It's just blue. On top of that, we have an embossed white cardstock that she has taken a blue ink and then just inked it all over, basically just kind of added the blue on top of it to pick up, and so you can see all those beautiful snowflakes. And then she's got 3 layers of circles, and the circles kind of have a little bit of a ridge, and because they're so specific on how the ridges look so identical, it's not, you could do this with a pair of scissors, which is kind of smart. You could do it with regular scissors, with regular circles that you could die cut, but these ones have a little bit of an edge to them. They've each been layered on top of each other, a little bit of foam dots in between to kind of stack them. And then she's added the nose, the little dots, which those have been, I think it's a stamp because of how perfect it is, or maybe she just took a little black marker and went dab, dab, dab. I'm not quite sure which one that is. And it just looks like it's a melted snowman, and that is just so stinking adorable. I think the nose actually is one that she hand cut because that one's a little bit different than that one, which is just a triangle. And that is so cute. All right, all these next set of cards are from Cindy Ferron. She made a whole bunch of different varieties, and every single one is just a little bit different. So let's start with the first set. So I love this non-traditional Christmas cards. Here we have a couple of different kinds of foil. We have a foil cardstock that is in this beautiful pink color that she has die cut in this gorgeous tree with the Christmas wishes. It's on a vertically opening card, just a white cardstock base, but then she's added this foil treatment. This one already has, I mean, look at that foil that's on there. It's got this floral pattern, and that she's matched the colors. So the lightest color in the flower is the same light color that's in here. Then she adds a darker green and then a lighter green banner so that way they pop off, and then she's added some gems on the trees. A couple of really pretty cards. This one's got some layers in it, so much fun. Vertically opening up card that is horizontal. We have a pattern paper here with the stripes, and it's already got all this beautiful stuff. So it's got it has little dots on there. She didn't do anything. It's got all that beautiful texture, but it's just the pattern paper itself. It's really pretty. Then she has a Mary, and each one of these letters has been added on separately. That's been die cut out of a red pattern paper, and it pops beautifully against the green because they're contrasting colors. Down here she's stamped the Christmas, and then she has 3 green trees that have been die cut, and they have a little bit of an embossing on them. They've been die cut out of another patterned paper that's green, and it's just got a little bit of texture to it. I mean, you can kind of feel, and the embossing is also within the die cut as well. And she's staggered those on there to make them look like they're kind of backdropped and just super cute. And there's a little bit of a, looks like a glossy, glittery something at the top of the tree. Looks a little shimmer on the top. All right, love these super elegant cards, also from Cindy. Here we have a white cardstock that is the base of our card. And then she's added this gold, just kind of shimmery, it's kind of metallic paper. Look at that, really hitting that light, very pretty. She's embossed the top of here. It looks like kind of like a snow drift or some sort of like, you know, blowing swirls and stuff. 3 ornaments that have been stamped and I think heat embossed with the red. Can't quite tell how she did that. That's a little bit different because it's the gold that's raised, but the red, maybe she took an ink and went on the inside because they're embossed. Not quite sure how she did that. That's kind of cool. This has been heat embossed, so maybe she's heat embossed this as well. Maybe it's a reverse embossing kind of a thing. So the Merry Christmas and the ornaments have done with the red heat embossing. Pop the ornaments up. The ornaments already actually came as part, so if I just kind of peek underneath a little ornament, and you can see that they're underneath and they're embossed right there. So there's a little bit of an embossing. That's how she did it. So she put the powder and then kind of rubbed it off, put something, and all the powder fell inside the inside crevices, and then she heated it, and so therefore the inside of the pieces have been heat set with the embossing powder, so it leaves the gold visible. It's just really cool. I think that's awesome. There's also a dotted line here that acts as where the ornaments are hanging from the swirls that she added just a little bit, this one kind of popped off, a little bit of some gold cording, and then she's layered it going vertically, and they just look really pretty. My fave, the blue and white, I love it. All right, so here we have a vertically opening card on white cardstock, a really bold, love this pattern paper. The blue, it's got some swirl action, it looks like it has something, and then it's got the little dots all over it. She's die cut the piece out of the center. It's got 2, and then there's another pattern paper. So there's actually like one type of blue pattern paper, a second blue pattern paper with the cutout, and then she's got 2 white cut trees. Actually, I think the deer and the trees are all part of one die cut piece that she's nested behind. So it looks like the deer is standing kind of like, I don't know, in the moonlight or something, because there's all this. And then the warm Christmas meshes in the white, and then she's got a really pretty kind of like glittery balls is the best way to describe it. They're very, I think it's like she took a pearl and then she added stickles on top of that to make it glistening. Look at the holographic stuff on this. Oh, these are so cool. Again, another set from Cindy. Look at this. This is just so pretty. So here we have a white cardstock, pretty sure, yeah, white cardstock base. She's taken this holographic paper, and if you guys can see, it's clear as day. Look at all of those beautiful snowflakes on the edges there. And then we have this die cut that's got this swirl, and then she's done it reverse on this other card. I think that's so pretty. Die cut it twice. Once it's been die cut in just the white. Actually, it's kind of a cream color. And then die cut it again in the same holographic blue, and then nested it inside. And then if she flipped it one way, she put the seasoned greetings at the top. If she flipped it the other way, she put the seasoned greetings at the bottom. And that's been die cut out of the same holographic paper. That is really stunning. I mean, just look at that. That is just so shimmery, shiny, pretty. And even more of the holographic, oh man, that stuff that just shines on camera. Look at that stuff. That is so pretty. So another pair from Cindy, white cardstock base. The front of the cardstock, she has actually taken the front of the card. Nope, it's a separate sheet of paper. So she's taken another sheet of paper, exactly the same as the inside of the card. I think it's a little bit metallic, actually. It's a little pearlescent, not metallic, pearlescent. Embossed it with snowflakes out of this gorgeous holographic paper. And this time it's in silver, but it really just, it picks up every single color. I mean, that is some gorgeous stuff. Then she's taken some other snowflakes, die cut them out of the blue holographic paper, because that's picking up all kinds of beautiful colors. So gorgeous. And then this teal ribbon that she's actually tucked underneath this top embossing and then glued the whole thing on front of the card. And you don't need to have any kind of sentiment on this because it just is cool all by itself. I think just these white cards that are just white and just elegant all by themselves are so pretty. They're just cool. And then she's added a little something fun here in the corner. So cool. So a white cardstock base. And then she's taken a white pearlescent paper and she's embossed it. This one's a vertical piece. It's been embossed with musical notes. She's taken a couple of squares, square on top, square on the bottom, cut them to be about the same size. This one's a little bit bigger. Emboss those. We have stripes, we have dots, and sometimes she flipped them around. The bottom one, she took some twine, which is in white and red, and the red is a little bit metallic looking, and turned it into a present. I think that's so cute. And then in the center, stamped Merry Christmas. All right, I'm gonna kind of do these cards at the same time because they're all a little bit similar. So we all have a standard, just a white cardstock base. This one, she's done, it's the cards opening the same. She's added a pattern paper to the background. This one's a little bit more holly with dots. This one's definitely a lot more red gingham. But she's added the holly with dots right here. The same tree is showing up in both cards. So this one just has a single vertical line with the tree there that's been die cut out in green, and then a little bit of a ribbon. This one, she has just the plain background. It's the holly on more of the neutral color background because it's more white versus the red. And she's taken 3 beautiful die cut trees and layered them on top of each other and then just left it. So this is a great way of using some of those really intricate dies. Let them be the focus of your card as a single or as a triplicate, just making sure they pop off of whatever background paper you have. It's really pretty. Super simple card, great way to use some of your scrapbook paper that you have that is just cute, but you're not really sure what to do with it. This is a great way to use this. Another card from Cindy, white cardstock base. She found a really cute pattern paper that she absolutely loved. It had these little snowmen lined up at the bottom. And I'm guessing it went across the entire 12 by 12 because they look kind of like they're repeated patterns. So she cut them to fit within the size of the card. And you can tell it's kind of repeated because you can see a little bit more of the green of the tree, a little less of the tree right there. So she probably had like 2 or 3 sheets of these because she made 4 cards. Maybe probably she had 2 sheets of these total. Cut them so they fit and then just added a ribbon at the top. Here we have a half bow, almost like a knot, and here we have a full bow. Great way to make cards. Vertically opening card. We have a red pattern paper, that beautiful Christmas paper with the snowflakes and the gingham. We have an oval to kind of give yourself a window, kind of a focal point to where to focus your eye. And then she's taken those beautiful intricate die cut trees and she's layered the same color as the oval, which is in that kind of beige color behind and then a green in the front. So it's just offset it so it looks like it's got a little bit of snow on the tree. And it also pops better off of the red. And in the corner, she added just a little bow with some twine. The twine is, again, that kind of beige color with a little bit of gold inside of there. It's really pretty. All right, some more holographic from Sydney. Love it. Okay, so here we have the holographic. She really found this beautiful paper. White cardstock opens up. That holographic paper is the entire background of the front side. Then we have a rectangle that she has die cut out the snowflake. Taken that snowflake that was die cut out, lifted it up and turned it, and then popped out it back down. So it looks like it's got some dimension to it. Put another beautiful snowflake that's smaller in the center, and in the bottom, she put a little stamp that says, "Let it snow," in kind of a mint color. But man, look at that holographic paper on the camera. It's like disco. All right, so this is a great way to use some different pattern papers that are all Christmas. Same design, just kind of changing it up a tiny bit and maybe altering it just a little bit. So she's got a white cardstock, and on the front, she's got 2 different pattern papers, or 3 actually. She's got the little stars, she's got the ornaments, she's got the Merry Christmas. And she's kind of mixed matched which ones go together. One's on the top, one's on the bottom. And then she's got these really cool kind of cut dies. So it's all been cut, and then she's got this really pretty kind of like a pattern. So this one's got this little border, it looks like a string of pearls, and then these ones have the V's. So these are the same and these are the same, but what she put as the pattern paper, she's flip-flopped. And so it's just been kind of paper pieced together. Then she's done 2 dies. Here we have, actually there's 3 dies. We have a Merry Christmas. Those are the same, but different patterns of papers. So really, these go together if you look at them. The Merry is in one color, the Christmas is in green, so red, green. And then here we have 2 different Merry Christmases. The Christmas, oh, it's different again. Christmas greetings in red and, sorry, green and red. And then Merry Christmas, and the Merry is individual. It's not put together, but the Christmas is the same. That's what's, so she's kind of mixed and matched a few different scripts. Almost looks like the Merry and the Christmas might go together, but I love that she's kind of mixed and matched her die cut pieces, but kept all the same color tones. Really smart. All right, this is a great way to show that you can do 4 different cards with 1 die kind of and theme, if you want to think of it. But look how different all the cards are. You can make them vertical, you can make them horizontal. It really depends on where you're going, but it's the same die. It's that wreath die. Do it in pink, do it in white, do it in gold, do it in green. And then it's the bat. Here we have a white. It's a white on a white with sequins with a bow, and then a Merry Christmas on a white. It's the same white cardstock from the card itself that's been done in gold embossing. That's so elegant and so pretty. Add a pop of color. Here we have a background paper. Sometimes it opens this way. Background paper in pink, non-traditional. Go for it, have fun. Same kind of similar paper. Here it's with a pink wreath, here it's with a green wreath to pull that green out. A Merry Christmas, so here's that same die she used again. Still, this is all still Cindy's, I love it. Merry Christmas again. She lined it up on that line so you can really see it pop, keeping it away from that pink, but still using pink to keep the tones together. And then here we have a darker green where she used the Merry Christmas, but the bigger Christmas, and added some more gems within the wreath. She added some gems in the wreath here too, but this time they're in silver. And there's a few up here as well. There's also a different bow on here than we had over here. This one probably goes with it. And here she's done the pink, and then over here she's done a light green. Going a little more traditional Christmas. Background paper that is a plaid. This time we have the card opening this way, so same as this card here. So it's a plaid that's blue and green, so a little non-traditional, but then she's gone super traditional with the red and then gold. Gold little, there's little balls already on top, like little circles on the wreath, so it's a perfect spot to add some gems or sequins or whatever you want to add to. So you can kind of play around with that. And then that bow again. Sometimes she's done the bow that's been down, sometimes it's been faced up, and it works both ways. So that's a really cool die system that you can use in so many ways. So really think out of the box about where you can put them, and it works awesome. And our last set of cards for this round. This is also from Cindy, and I love how she's used a pattern paper to be the focal point of the card. She found a pattern paper that had this beautiful tree, and it's got a little bit of holly in the corner, but you know what? You just kind of miss it. It's got the swirly background. It already has a snowdrift, and what she's done is she's added glitter to the snowdrift to really make it look snowy. And the only other thing she's done is she's taken a die cut deer in kind of like this gold pearlescent, and I don't know if she's chopped the feet off or they already were like that, and then just placed it right on there so it looks like the deer is on the snowdrift in the woods, and it's just so pretty. I love that. So it's a great way to kind of make a scene with the pattern paper that you might already have, and then it just opens up vertically. So oh my gosh, take a look at all these amazing cards. Look how much inspiration there is here. There is over 29 different cards that you can grab. I mean, from simplistic to super easy to a little more complex, everything in the middle, all different kinds of techniques: embossing, paper piecing, heat embossing, dry embossing, layering, you name it, it's all here. If you were interested in joining any of my card swaps, link is down below where you can join. Christmas card one is over, but there'll be others for the new year. So there's a Facebook group that you can join where I post all these amazing inspirations and lots of other fun card ideas for you. Please subscribe, hit that bell button for further notifications, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye-bye, everybody.